I'm going to share with you a story that I experienced last year at the Dragon Festival held at Phelan Lake in St. Paul, Minnesota. So that year, it was my very first time participating in a dragon boat race. In my team, we were called the Hmong Home Healthcare Team. So we decided to meet at 8:30 that morning. It was a Saturday. It was really cloudy and really wet that morning. We got there. Well, I got there actually. I rushed there, and I got to the area where our booth was supposed to be at, and no one was there. I was like, hey, where's everyone, you know? I was meeting them for the very first time, so I was very, very lost because I wasn't sure if they're going to come, maybe they're going to abandon me, I wasn't sure. So a little bit later they came, and I met everyone. They seemed very nice, and then they set up the tent. And sooner or later, the day was picking up, and all the other activities were going on. I remember there was henna, there was karate stage, performer stage, there was a food court that had really, really yummy chicken. It was grilling, and you could just taste it and smell it in your mouth. What else was there? There was face painting. I don't know if I already said that. There was arts and crafts for students. Well, anyways, when it was time for us to be called, when we were called up to go check in at the booth at the desk where the race was going to start, I looked around me and I saw that my team, we were very, very quiet. Other teams, they're very smiley, they're very loud, they're just talking to one another. You know, they looked very excited for the race. And our team, we were very nervous. I was walking there, and then my sister, she was in the race with me, she said that she felt like throwing up because she was so nervous. It was her first time, and many of us were not experienced. So we got to the check-in table, and we saw the trophies displayed on the table. They were just gleaming under the light. I can almost see my reflection in it. At that point, our leader said, "Alright everyone, let's huddle up over here." So everyone got in. It was a big circle. There was about like 20 of us. And we looked very nervous, just staring at him like, give us some words of encouragement. So he said, "I know that we're all very, very, intimidated by other teams because it's our first time working together as a team and a first time rowboat racing." He said, "Just go out there, let's have teamwork. Let's try our very best, because that's what matters in the end. As long as we try our very best, we'll be satisfied." So we're like, yeah, true, that's very true. So we loosened up a little, and then after that we broke out. We were called the Hmong Home Health Team. So he was like, "Triple HC on 3. He was like, 1, 2, 3, Triple HC. We threw our hands in the air, and I could hear our voices echoing in the air. And then we raced down to the dock, and we loaded. I was placed in the second row, and my sister was sitting next to me. And each time that a person would load, they would step in the front seat of me instead of the center of the boat, at where it was stable. So each time they got on the boat, the boat, like, it tipped to the left and tipped to the right. And we were just so nervous that we were going to tip over, even though we knew that that wasn't a possibility at that point. By that time, it got cloudy. Everyone loaded, and then we started heading towards the starting line. I look to my left, and I see all these spectators. I could feel the salad that I ate that morning coming up. I just felt the taste. I was getting nervous, very nervous. I ran my hands through the water so that it could cool me down. It was cool, but at that point it started sprinkling too. So we got to the starting point, and the instructor gave us instructions. Finally, when we were about to start, he said, "Stern ready," and our stern became ready. "Paddlers ready." We all stuck our paddles in the water but didn't row it yet. And then he blew the horn. It sounded like, "Brr!" And that's when our drummer in our team started banging the drum. It was like, doom, 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 just like that. And it got faster and faster throughout the race. And our hearts were just racing too. And in our team, we had a chant. It was hoorah, hoorah. So the whole entire time, I could just hear us saying, hoorah, hoorah. And the guys behind me in the deep, loud voices. And I could hear the audience, spectators on the sides, cheering us on. And I remember looking in the water, and hoping that I wouldn't lose my focus, because they said that if you look in the water, you might lose focus and start paddling off sync. So I said to myself, okay, make sure you look to the right, okay? And I was hoping that everyone else was doing the same thing. And towards the end of the race, when it was sprinkling, now it was pouring. We got the flag and it was still pouring. After we were done the race, there was a delay for about like 45 minutes because it was pouring so hard. When we unload the boat, there was like a long line of participants just high-fiving us. It just felt so amazing. As I was walking back to our tent, I heard the little kids around us say, "Hoorah, hoorah," and I knew exactly where they got that from. At the end of the day, when the scores came out and the average times came out, turns out that we were the champions. Who would have known? Who would have known that a team small as us, experiencing the race for the very first time, would come out on top?